Ellie's in the... I mean, you could still have Ellie in the episode, but I'm saying, can you pause, dude? All right. Here goes the next time on.
I'll go back if you want, and I'll keep going if you want. So what do you want to do?
Next time on The Last of Us.
Again, we're gonna need all the soldiers we have. Isaac's wondering why you apparently killed some of your own men.
Wait, hold up.
Isaac's again, we're gonna need all the soldiers we have. Isaac's wondering why you apparently killed some of your own men.
Okay.
I sent a squad down to the basement.
Okay, so it's not a...
The whole floor was empty, not even rats.
Rat King.
It's in the air.
Let me see what the comments are saying. Looks like we're finally getting spores. Save the Rat King for season 3. I don't know about all that. Someone's being vague. Gonna encounter it before Abby. I was hoping that, like, I was like, okay, it looked like it was they were making it seem like Ellie's going against the Rat King and not Abby. I don't know. See, bro, damn, I feel like they're ruining it, dude. You had the perfect opportunity to make this story 10 out of 10. Your biggest thing, and this is someone who, as vague as I could possibly go, is, hey, all these people are mad about this, and that. Okay, that could have been done a little better. Okay, you could have just did this a little different. Okay, cool. And then you make those changes. Then I'm still fine. I'm still fine with it. It's still the emotional weight of, you know, Joel's death, this, that, and the third. Okay, we'll talk about the pacing in a second. But the thing that was just completely unacceptable is the very end. Now, all right. We'll talk about that when we get there. What I will say, in terms of, before we get there, as vague as possible, is it's kind of like for nothing. How do I put this? Like, the ultimatum, not at the very end of the game, but like a couple hours before the end of the game, and the consequences of that. If you didn't want to tell your story and your theme, don't have that ultimatum, and then, but also at the same time trying to betray your theme of the story. If you played the game and you know the story of it, you know what I'm talking about. So the fact that it's like, oh, hey, you know what? Here's the theme. All right, cool. You can do that theme. Now, I may disagree with it, but I'm not going to like trash a story because I disagree with it. I could watch a story and be like, I agree about nothing that this character is doing. I know why they're doing it. I know the story that the writer's trying to tell. And it makes sense. But this was like, hey, here's our theme. And then at the very end of it, it's like, okay, so fuck us, I guess. That's as vague as possible. Maybe at the very end of this, I'll talk about it, and I'll just give like my little spoiler warning. But what I said as when I said they're ruining it is, I think during my second playthrough, and I unlocked a secret ending a lot of people don't know about. I'm playing through it a third time because I want that to be the actual playthrough, because the other ones were on like recording, streaming from the PlayStation, and like it wasn't the best quality, so I'm trying to do it with better quality. And then I said when I reacted to the first season as well as the second season, because this is from the second game, what they can do is change the layout of it, because that's the biggest problem from the game. The number one problem from the game was the pacing. Day 1, day 2, day 3. Day 1, day 2, day 3. Ending, question mark, and then another ending, and then another ending, and then like the last scene of the game. If you know what if you play the game, you know what I'm talking about. So their biggest issue was pacing. So what I was campaigning for was, hey, when you get to do it in show, I was like, oh, actually, come to think about it, season 2 or part 2 could go crazy as a show. Because number one, you're not highly focused on, that's the good thing about adaptations. You're not highly focused on that particular character. In the books, a lot of times you follow the one character. You hear about certain events. When they adapt it to a film or show, you can see it. The game, they might have like cutscenes here and there, but you're going with who you play with. But when they adapt it, you can show other scenes. You show that scene out. Oh, how the Last of Us could be real theoretically with the cordyceps. So I'm like, especially when they showed that scene and I was reacting to it, I was like, they could add these a whole bunch of different scenes. I was like, season 2 for part 2, even though I'm someone who says like, this is why I say fantastic visual gameplay and audio, story needs a overhaul in the bigger parts. Like the little part, the smaller parts are fine, but the bigger parts, they need an overhaul. And the pacing is just completely horrendous. All of this could have been 10 out of 10 in the show. But when I say it looks like they're ruining it, ruining it is, that's episode 5. Was it 7 episodes? And was it 7 and 7? 5. So episode 5, 6, 7. So that's probably day 2, day 3, maybe Abby flashback, and then probably like maybe all of Abby stuff until like, that's gonna be a very underwhelming finale. So as well as, hold on, right there should have been the moment where we got the Joel flashback. So I don't know if you're trying to like hold off on that and then have those flashbacks be in season 3 to be like, hey, we still got Pedro here. Also, another way that you could ruin it is the bottle episodes. Now, those could theoretically work. But like if we look at another zombie show, The Walking Dead, majority of the time it didn't work. And even then, sometimes when you think it did work, the next person might not think the same thing. Now, I'm gonna give y'all a little like preview. There's gonna be a video that I got in the future. It's gonna be clickbait of like why I hate Daryl in The Walking Dead. I don't hate Daryl in The Walking Dead. I hate some Daryl moments, but the long story short is I liked him in the beginning, and then I didn't like him later on. You might get a Daryl bottle episode, and if you know what a bottle episode is like, let's just use The Last of Us for example. One episode, only Ellie's story. Next episode, only Abby's story. Next episode, Joel flashback. Or let's say Joel was still alive. One episode, Joel episode, Abby episode, Ellie episode, until Joel's death, and then so basically they're bottled up, and that look pause on that. So characters here, instead of more Game of Thrones where it's like there's a lot of characters and we're seeing majority of the characters majority of the time, or at least majority of the settings majority of the time. So maybe it might be Jackson or Seattle. So the reason I brought up Daryl is in the case like there'll be episode where maybe most of the fandom was like, oh, this Daryl episode, we love it, and I'm like, I don't really want to see Daryl this week. I want to see this character. So you could run into those problems, as well as not as well as. So you can run into that problem. Another problem you got is if you do it the exact way in the show. I mean, in the game, then if you do it the exact way in the show that you do in the game. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Instead of 1, 2, 3. So the only way that this is not possible, because we're getting, like I said, we're getting episode 5. And who knows? They might like try to like have it be day 2, I don't even know. I think it was 4 days. If it's 4 days, we're kind of cooked. Hold on. I just remember it was at least 3 days. The Last of Us Part 2. How many days in Seattle? All right, it's saying 3 days. Because I was going to say, if it was 4 days, they could probably end the season with the, we let you live, and you ruined it. So I don't know, man. I don't know. So we're gonna, you had it in your hand. And you can't use any of that pandering like to response to criticism to me. Oh, you don't like representation, whether it's sexuality. I said the show version okay, no, I didn't say the show version. The game version, the show version was about to be better in their interaction, but then they fumbled at the end, trying to get to like talky talk instead of having that be natural and coming out, no pun intended, as time went on. As well as, I don't know if they're going to keep the Lev storyline. The problem with the Lev storyline was like, oh, that's kind of interesting. What else about it? And it's, oh, that's Lev. That's no more. That seemed interesting. That's a cool concept. Nothing else? Okay, for sure. Cool. Appreciate that. And you can't say I'm someone that you just hate the show. I say some moments are better in the show. Hate the game. I say some moments are better in the game. Now, maybe you could try to use critiques of Bella Ramsey. I mean, I give her some pluses and some moments, but like, there's not really a. I gave you a little plus on this moment in Joel's death, But other things I gave you pluses on, where you don't have, there's no counterpart for it, so there's nothing else to compare it to. But it's gonna be it for this one. Let me know what y'all think in the comments down below. I'm about to do my outro, and then I'm gonna do my outro again after I talk about spoilers. So if you don't want any more spoilers, just I guess you could just click off the video. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this one. If you want my full uncut reactions to every episode, excluding other things, right now we're reacting to DBZ. We're finishing off like shows like Invincible. Couple weeks ago, finished Dexter. I just heard they just dropped the date for Resurrection Dexter, so when that comes through, you know we gotta check that out. But click the Patreon description down below. Drop a like, subscribe, share with your friends. Stay tuned for the next one, and I'm out. Peace. Now, this is spoiler, all right? I didn't cut the video. This is spoiler, all right? So from this point on, I'm gonna talk about another big issue with The Last of Us. That's it's spoiler. So, the theme of The Last of Us, this is spoiler, is revenge is bad. The cycle of violence. Yada yada yada. Cool. You can have that be your theme. And I could disagree. You can talk about all forgiveness you want to. You come in here, murk my family member. I'm not like, I was clowning Fear the Walking Dead like for the longest time. If you care about getting spoiled for that show, I don't even care, bro, at that point. But yo, old girl was part of, Charlie was part of the fall of your community, the presumed death of your mother, and the actual death of your brother. Why are you treating her like your pseudo sister? Okay, I wouldn't say she's a kid, but she's underage. She's like 14, 15. Okay, you don't want to kill a younger person, for sure. Okay, whether they're in your group or not. But then you went the extra step to making your pseudo daughter. But that's another point. Besides the point. The biggest problem is, I'm getting ahead of myself. All right. So you can tell that I can disagree with your theme, and you can tell that I could be like, all right, cool. I understand it. I may disagree with it, or I may agree with it, depending on what your theme is. So the theme is violence is bad, or revenge is bad, cycle of violence, yada yada yada. The ultimatum. Dina says you leave, it's over with. Basically. She goes. And then she goes and doesn't kill Abby. Not only does she not kill Abby, she frees Abby to try to go kill Abby. Abby was going to die if you didn't show up. It just wouldn't have been by your hands. So, and we could kind of compare, I talked about Dexter, we could kind of compare it to the end of the original show, how it's just like, what you're saying is backwards. That's the problem with it. If Ellie went through and killed Abby, and then went back, and then she lost her fingers, she lost Dina, she lost the kid, and then even if they had another scene where Dina was not even taking her back, she was like, nah, you left. I told you it was gonna happen. You left. You made your choice. I can accept it. I can agree or disagree with Dina. I could be, well, she did say that. She did say that. It's not out of character. She did say that. And it's not like you're just driving down the street and it's the modern civilized world. It's the apocalypse. And you're going across the country. Okay. So you don't know if, you can't just sit here and just wait for Ellie not knowing if she's going to return or not. So if they went that way, that would be cool. If they went in a way of, let's say the community was closer, like where like it was in radio distance, and I don't know. The kid makes it difficult. Let's say Jesse was alive, and he was just hurt, and Dina went with Ellie, and then Dina. It was a choice between save Dina and kill Abby, and she made the choice to save Dina, and she still has a chance to kill Abby, but just like Dina's like, it's not worth it. Hey, you chose me, it's not worth it. Da, 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 da. Then okay, we can end the cycle of violence. Da, da, we can end it right there, and she can move on and be with Dina. So that's just off the top, like, oh, that I don't really like that story. I literally just thought of that. That's not something I ever thought of. That literally has to be more refined. I was just trying to give a quick example. So you can have one way where she faces all the consequences of the revenge, and then have another way where she tries to go down to revenge and says, you know what, I can't do this anymore, and then moves on from that. But the fact that you went through all that and then stopped, and then you stopped at Abby, you didn't know she was pregnant, but you killed a pregnant woman. You killed multiple wolves, multiple scars. And actually both of y'all did. She killed Jesse. She injured Tommy beyond repair. Was it her? Yeah. She injured Tommy beyond repair. Now and then you see this vision of Joel. If I'm seeing a vision of the person that she killed as I'm about to kill her, that's gonna make me kill her more. What are we talking about? Why did you stop? So it's like, oh, thanks. 30 hours of gameplay just for you to give up. So the theme falls flat because you say revenge is bad, cycle of violence, yada yada yada. Cool. That's cool as a concept, as a theme. No problem. Abby got her revenge. Ellie didn't get her revenge. Now, if Ellie was able to like see how Abby was, I don't know how you do that. Cuz Ellie didn't go through with it and she lost everything. Abby got to go through with it and she lost everything, but she still has she got saved from the Rattlers, whoever captured her. She left with Lev, and she gets to live. Now, granted, I don't remember how the wolves fell apart, and even falling apart, she killed her own like comrades. She killed wolves herself. So even if Ellie and Tommy's involvement had something to do with that, I don't remember. You can't necessarily put that on Ellie and put that on Abby losing everything. She was disillusioned with the wolves anyway. But yeah. All right, now those are the biggest issues with the show. The ending and the pacing. It looks like they're fucking up on the pacing. And then the ending, we don't know. We don't know how that could be. They could fix that as well. They could have, let's see, Jesse survived, but he's injured. Like maybe he shows up and not Tommy. And so how Tommy got shot, that's how Jesse got shot. Instead of Jesse getting like shot like randomly. I mean, that's fine. You could do that. You did that with Manny. and he's someone who deserved a crazy death. I wanted to kill Manny more than I wanted to kill Abby. You spit on my man's corpse. Tell him burn in hell. Okay, yeah, you for sure on there. I'm after you. You died. I did tear animations like these. But yeah, pacing and ending. You gotta fix those. You gotta do the greatest pivot to fix the pacing right now. The way that it's set up. We got 3 more episodes of the season. 2 more if you're counting what I'm seeing from this. I don't know if that's gonna be like, you know, how that's gonna be portrayed in the episode. You could just exclude all Abby scene, but then have the scenes actually in the show, but they're just not in the preview. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this one. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments down below. If you liked the video, make sure you drop a like, subscribe, share with your friends. Stay tuned for the next one, and I'm out. Peace.